Hello everyone, welcome back to our English lesson video. My name is Mr. Gias and I will be teaching you more about English lesson. In this video, we will be talking about Chapter 4, Unit 1, which is class schedule. In this video, we will be talking about what does a class schedule look like? How do you make your own class schedule? How do you ask about others' class schedule? And how to tell to other people what your class schedule look like. And without waiting any longer, let us get straight into it and learn them together. The first thing that we will be talking about would be, what does a class schedule look like? Well, usually it'll be something like this. This is an example of a class schedule. And in here you can see that it usually starts at 8 a.m. in the morning. Some schools starts at 7:15 in the morning. On Monday mornings, schools usually start with the flag ceremony, as you can see here. And then after this flag ceremony, it'll be the school subjects that you need to learn. Some schools uses a 40-hour format like the one here. As you can see, from to 8:40 a.m. it'll be flag ceremony. But while others also uses a 30-minute format, so maybe it'll start from 8 a.m. all the way to 8:30 a.m. for flag ceremony. It depends on the school itself and how the class schedule that they give look like. As you can see here, the school ends at 2:50, which is around 3 p.m. in afternoon. Some schools ends at 1 p.m. in the afternoon, while others ends at 4 p.m. in the afternoon. Those things are also dependent on what school you go to. Here you can also see that the break starts from 10 a.m. all the way until 10:20 a.m. But what about you? Personally, for me, when I go to school, the break starts from 9 a.m. all the way until 9:30 a.m. back when I was in elementary school. Following that, the second break would be on 12 p.m. all the way until 1 p.m., which would be time for prayers. After that, I would usually go home at around 4 p.m. if there's no extracurricular lessons that I need to follow. As you can see here, there are a lot of school subjects, but you don't need to be confused about them. You can just search them up and then you'll find what they mean. For instance, Indonesian language, which is Indonesian, of course. And then we also have math, which is mathematics, and art and culture. Some people may also like that. The second thing that we will be talking about will be how to make your own class schedule. As you can see from the earlier example, it's pretty easy to make. You just need to have the first row be the time, and then the following one would be the day, which is Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, etc. And then for the time, you go from 8 or whenever you start your school, and then all the way until when you go home. If you want to include your break times, that is also possible. But even if you don't, it would still be fine. The third thing that we will be talking about will be how to ask others class schedule. Here is an example of 3 dialogues about those. In the first one, you can see that the question is, do you have natural science on Wednesday? And then his friends answer him, no, I don't. You can also say, yes, I do if you have natural science on Wednesday. But of course, it's just an example of dialogue. The second one would be, what do you have on Monday? Which the answers would be usually school subjects that you have on that day, which is Monday. Here his friends answered, I have PE, English, and maths on Monday. The third example will be asking about when. When does Yusi have ICT? And then his friend will answer him, she has ICT on Tuesday. And those are the 3 examples of how to ask about others' class schedule. Now, you might be wondering, why would you ask about others' class schedule? Well, here is an example of a dialogue about someone asking about others' class schedule. Here you can see Galang and Sinta. Galang is asking his sister Sinta if he could borrow her dictionary for English on Tuesday. And then Sinta replied with saying that yes, he can borrow it because she has English on Monday and Wednesday, while Galang has English on Tuesday and Thursday. This is a perfect dialogue explaining about how to ask about others' class schedule and how to also tell to others about your own class schedule. As you can see from here about how Sinta and Galang is explaining their own class schedule to the other person. And in case you're still confused about how to ask others about their class schedule and how to explain to others about your own class schedule, here are some more examples using what or when. First, we'll be talking about the what. What do you have on Monday? This question usually refers to school subjects, so you would answer it with your school subjects. Let's say, I have English on Monday. The next example would be what time? What time do you have English? And then the answer would be, I have English on Monday at 8 a.m. You can also ask what day instead of what time. You can use what day does she have English? And then the answer would be, she has English at 11 a.m. The second type of questions would be when. When do you have English? The correct response would be, I have English on Wednesday. The second type of question regarding when would be, when does she have English? And the correct response would be, she has English on Tuesday. An important thing to note is that if you want to ask what time, you can also replace it with when, because that means the same thing. What time does she have English? When does she have English? It means the same. Other than learning how to respond yes, you should also learn how to respond with no. For example, do you have English on Saturday? You could answer, no, I don't have English on Saturday. If you do have English on Saturday, you would answer, yes, I do have English on Saturday. And that's all for this video. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys again on the next video. Goodbye and have a nice day.